Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching Rock Bottom with Zolile Makeleni. Like they say, if you understand how clearer the vision is, if you understand that which you want to achieve, everything else that happens pakatapa, it will be just more like encouraging or driving you towards that which you want to achieve. So, Brita, I want to ask a question. How did being a queen affect your personal life?
It affected it in two ways. There was the good stuff, because there's perks that come with being a beauty queen. But there's also the bad side or the downside, whereby you attract all sorts of people into your life who can really cause chaos. And you end up diverting from that vision you're talking about. And I would say I was okay with regards to things like relationships, especially, with a boyfriend, for instance. There's misunderstandings in terms of what exactly comes with being with a person who's in the public eye. They won't understand it fully. Thankfully, I don't like dwelling on the negatives. And if something's not working, you've got to walk away from it. And that's what I did a lot of the times, because I realized, look, we don't waste each other's time. It's important that we move forward. And in my mind, if you're in the wrong relationship, you've got to get out of it, because it can mess up every other aspect of your life.
How can you tell that this is a wrong relationship? Probably you just misunderstanding one of those. People always argue.
Common misunderstandings.
Yeah.
And there are those dangerous misunderstandings whereby you're not understanding each other's vision. A vision for me is about what's to come and how are we building towards that. And if you're not on the same page, there can be some real big challenges. Unfortunately, with me, you were walking on the streets and people saying, "Hey, Brita, I just want to give you a hug and everything." Your partner will not understand that,
yeah.
And they won't take it the right way. So you find that the emotional taxing of being in that relation is really sad. It really takes the life out of you. You get into depression, and for me, that's like taking energy out of the very things that are supposed to be helping to take you forward. So sadly, I could say that being in the public eye has a downside in that regards. It's not to say that others aren't able to manage it. I might have failed as well, but I've managed to pick myself up, and thankfully with my former relations, we're good friends and we respect each other in that capacity.
How did you manage to have that? How did you manage? I want the character that drove you to come to that understanding.
I was very real, and I'm not the type of person to keep things in. If I have a problem, there are people that I can turn to and speak to. If they can't help me, they will tell me that they cannot assist me. And this is when I have to now introspect to say, okay, what can I do from here on after? But I'm a spiritual person. I always believe that my God steps in where I fail to be able to pick myself up. So I really feel at some point I have to acknowledge the problem is there. Question is, what would I do about it? So it was now being intentional to say, with the little that I might have, let me, pick myself up. There's the other misconception, Brita has it all. No, I don't. I don't have it all. I go through challenges like any other individual. I go through, difficulties whereby bank balance, zero, not minus times.
You don't strike me like one who would have a bank balance minus.
Things happen in life, but the question, like I said, is how do you then deal with it? With your attitude towards that situation, what is the driving factor that will get me to get up in the morning to say, I've got to work, I've got to make things happen. So juggling that and keeping the balance in my life was a bit shaky.
Okay, fine. I want you, let's say you're in a room full of models. What would be your advice?
My advice to young models is investing in oneself, and it's never too early to start investing in one's personal development. You've got to read, okay? You've got to read, you've got to seek information, you've got to be doing things to polish you up mentally and physically, so that when the time comes for you to be able to deal with stuff or to venture into different spaces or to even to modeling, you will have something that backs you. You're confident, you're comfortable with what you're doing, but you've got no excuses. I've judged on at many pageants. And it's very shocking, if not painful, to hear some of the responses the young ladies or the contestants would give us. Then you say to yourself, but are you just living for this moment now, or are you living for the future? How can we entrust you to carry the nation's hopes to wherever you want to go if you cannot deal with the small little things that your life presents you? So our attention is probably on the wrong things. When you're starting out, you may not understand what you're doing, but I believe everything is intertwined, everything is interlinked. So everything that you decide to do or you connect yourself with is going to drive you towards becoming successful. And I try to help the young ladies, those who I do mentor, as much as I can, to open their minds to possibilities. Because what happens should you get into a car accident or you're not the most favorite girl? Because vaskana vakawanda.
Yes.
You fall out of favor, you fall out of fame. Then what? Do you sink into depression, or you go to the next thing on your agenda, on your plans? So that outlook is very, very important, that girls don't just look at their physical appearance and think that's what's going to get them ahead. I know.
I understand you're now into broadcasting.
Yes.
In brief, how is that life?
I love it. I love it a lot. It's an opportunity to share information, to entertain as well, and to educate people. And I've always loved the broadcasting space. And to me, talk radio for me has always been it, because that's where you get to learn about what's happening around you, around the world, and how people think and behave. So it's been an exciting journey.
Thank you so much, Brita, for gracing our show. I would love to invite you on another episode. Would you love to do?
I will definitely come. I'll come flying.
Thank you so much. You heard it. Like she said, we need to have self-development as people, not only as models, as people. Let's develop every day of our life. Let's see where we want to go. Let's have a clear picture of what we want to achieve in future. Thank you for watching Rock Bottom.